So what are the components of the hydraulic system? So the most important component or the heart of the hydraulic system is the pump. So the pump will have two hydraulic connections and one mechanical connection. The elements inside the pump has to move to create suction and delivery. So this movement is achieved by using a prime mover, which can be a diesel engine or it can be an electric motor. But the more commonly we are seeing the electrical motor which is driving the pump. Now when the pump is operating, it will create a suction or low pressure inside the casing of the pump. So in the reservoir you are having the oil which is exposed to atmospheric pressure, and this pressure on the oil will push the oil into the casing of the pump because there is a pressure difference. So oil will enter into the pump casing. So between the reservoir and the pump you are having a filter. The function of the filter is to remove the foreign particles or contaminants and to supply a very clean oil into the casing of the pump. Because the gap between the moving elements of a pump is very small, if there are contaminants, there is a chance of causing damage and increased wear and tear. So in order to avoid all these things, the filter is used. Now the energy transmission is taking place inside the pump from the electrical motor to the hydraulic fluid, and the fluid is going out of the pump through the outlet side. Then it has to go into the actuator. In the figure, a hydraulic cylinder is shown. So in the cylinder you are having the barrel, also called as a cylinder, and there is a moving element called as the piston. So the piston is connected to the load L as shown. Now there are two connections to the hydraulic cylinder here. So one connection is on the lower side of the piston, another connection is on the upper side. Now when the fluid enters on the lower side of the piston, so what happens? So when the fluid enters on the lower side, the fluid will enter into the cylinder and it will try to push the piston in the upward direction. So when the lever is in the raised position, the connections inside the valve will be such that whatever the flow is coming from the pump, it is entering on the lower side of the piston and the piston is moving upwards. Now whatever oil is present on the upper side of the piston or the piston rod side, that will come out of the cylinder and it will come to the valve and it is diverted to the reservoir through this line. Now when you move the lever to the lower position, then the element inside the controlling valve will cause the fluid from the pump to enter the piston rod side of the cylinder, and when the oil enters over here, because of the fluid pressure, a force is generated and the piston will come down along with the load. Now again the oil whichever is present on the bottom side of the cylinder, that will come to the control valve, and from there it will be diverted to the reservoir. Now when the lever is shifted to the off position, then the oil from the pump cannot enter into the cylinder, it will be stopped there, and oil cannot come out of the cylinder also, that also will be blocked. Now no oil can enter the cylinder, no oil can exit the cylinder. So whatever the position the piston is there, it will be remaining in the same position as long as the lever is in the off position. Now we have to see, remember the pump is continuously operating, we have not switched off the electrical motor. So when the pump is continuously operating, it is continuously pushing the oil out through the outlet side. So there is no possibility for the flow of the fluid, so pressure will continuously increase. So if the pressure continuously increases, there is a chance of rupture of the hydraulic transmission lines, that is the various pipes and tubes which are carrying the fluid. So in order to limit the system pressure, what we are having is, we are having something called as a relief valve. So the relief valve works in the same way as the dead weight on a pressure cooker is going to operate. So in a pressure cooker, what happens? As you are boiling water, the water will be converted into steam, and as you are increasing the continuously supplying the heat, the more and more steam is generated and the pressure inside is going to continuously rise. When the pressure rises beyond a particular value, the pressure will have sufficient energy to lift the weight placed on the cooker, and the excess steam which is increasing the pressure will simply escape into the atmosphere. In the same fashion, when the pressure in the system is increasing beyond a particular setting of the relief valve will open and it will divert the flow from the pump to the reservoir. So always the relief valve will ensure that the system pressure is below the preset value, and thus a relief valve will maintain the upper limit of the system pressure by diverting the excess fluid to the reservoir. Now question is, why do we have a reservoir? So reservoir will collect all the fluid that is coming from the system. We cannot waste the oil, so oil will be stored in the reservoir. Apart from that, the reservoir will ensure that there is some amount of oil always present on the suction side, so that no gas or air is sucked into the hydraulic system. So you are having different piping elements which are connecting the different parts of the hydraulic system, and all the oil has to be brought back into the reservoir. So then you are having a control valve. In the case, the control valve is called as a direction control valve, because it will control the direction of motion of the actuator. In this case, the figure shows the cylinder. So instead of a cylinder, if you are having a hydraulic motor, then you can have clockwise rotation, you can have anti-clockwise rotation, or in the off position, the motor will stay in the position in which it was present. So in this way, you can control and operate a hydraulic system. So in actual practice, there will be several valves present with there, not only the direction control valve, not only the pressure relief valve, you can also have speed control valves and other different types of valves to ensure that the system is operating in a safe condition.